So this whole behavior, this whole herding, groupthink, peer pressure kind of mindset and behavior, it's everywhere. Like, it's in our face from the moment we wake up to the moment we go to sleep. And it's, as I said, so far I've been talking it from really more of an institutional side of it, to give you an institutional flavor. But even as individual investors, we face these pressures everywhere. And just think about it. Just step back and just look at how your lives are going and who you interact with on a day-to-day basis, professionally and socially, and you could see the underlying pressures there are to conform to a certain mindset, or a desire to aspire to a certain mindset. You know, think about the times where you go to your buddy's party or a cocktail party, you go out with a bunch of friends for dinner and have cocktails, and the discussion, gathers into stocks or in investing. How many times do you hear somebody talk about, oh yeah, I made a killing on Tesla the other day, and Baidu, I made like $200 grand owning Baidu. So when you hear that, and if you're somebody like listening to that, what do you think? How do you feel? You think like, wait a minute, these guys are making money. These guys are making money in the market. The market's going up. Maybe I need to do something. And so you react to it. And ultimately, it's peer pressure. Think about that as you go in your professional life, in your social life. A lot of it is also keeping up with the Jones, or in our case, called keeping up with Carl Icahns. If Carl Icahn goes out there and says, I'm going to take a significant stake in Apple, there's a pressure all of a sudden out there, if you're working in the business or you're an investor. Wait a minute. What does Carl Icahn know about Apple that I don't know? Maybe he knows. He's made a lot of money in the past. Maybe I should listen to him. You start framing your investment decisions that way. Part of it is all about ego. When, as I said, you go to your party, you go play golf with your buddies, or you go camping or whatever, you go to the bar or whatever, and people like to talk a good game, like talk up how well off they are. And think about talking about people driving fancy cars and fancy buildings, fancy houses. Talk about how effective they are in how they made a killing in soybean futures. And when you see that, when you're around that kind of thinking and mindset, you're feeling like either I need to get with it to upgrade my game so I can compete and keep up with the Joneses, or I can just step back, but then I can ignore it, but then I'm kind of not going to be part of that group anymore, not part of that common level of thinking, and then you're going to feel like you're not part of it, and then anyway, that peer pressure is still going to happen, and you're going to capitulate anyway. So the key thing is the whole herding and peer pressure kind of mentality that goes into our investing decisions. It really becomes less about thoughtful, rational decision making, and it becomes more about emotional decision making. And as soon as you put emotions at the front end of your decision and your thought process, then you're setting yourself for an opportunity for your decision making to be pretty clouded and pretty off balanced, and then ultimately pretty unsuccessful. So being in awareness of that herding mentality, that peer pressure mentality, it's a huge challenge for all of us to overcome. But it's there. Make no mistake about it, it's there. And it goes a long way to screwing with our brains.